Stuart, your turn.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. I'm Stuart Tuckwood. I want to be the Green Party's first Member of Parliament for Cambridge City. I appreciate a lot of you won't know me. I don't have the same profile as Daniel or Gillian. I'm a nurse. I work at Addenbrooke's Hospital. I've worked in social care before that, looking after people with learning disabilities, looking after people with mental health issues and vulnerable children as well. I've got a history of public service. I'm a Unison steward at the hospital as well, where I work to represent people, to fight to protect their interests. And that's the kind of job that I would be doing if I was your Member of Parliament as well. But I don't only have the heart to change politics, I have the intelligence and the capability as well. I've helped co-author reports on the effects of Brexit on Cambridge City and also on the effects of health inequalities in this city, so I have a good understanding and a grip on the issues that face Cambridge. We've heard a lot about chaos recently. We heard a lot about it last night, and we've heard a lot about it already today. I'd like to dwell on that word, chaos, and I'd like to think about the chaos that comes from committing to a referendum without any contingency plan about what happens if you lose that referendum. The chaos of promising not to hold an election and then going back on that promise and holding one very soon after. Have a think about the chaos that's been affecting our public services in recent years. As I've said, I work at Addenbrooke's Hospital and I've worked in social care. Think about the chaos of trying to place patients in the correct beds and get them the care that they need when there's underfunding, when there's staffing issues that make all those things almost impossible a lot of the time. And let's think about the chaos that will result from failing to address climate change properly. We're seeing what's happening at the moment. Donald Trump wanting to pull back from the Paris Climate Change Accord, and we've got a Conservative Party and other political parties that are failing to address the problem properly. If we don't change course in 4 years, we're possibly going to blow any chance we've got of keeping global warming to a manageable level. And we've got a party that might take power that is intent on fracking the countryside rather than making the decisions we need to invest in a green future. It's often said by people that the Green Party is unrealistic and ideological. I'd put it to you today that we're the only party that's actually taking a realistic view of our problems and the long-term solutions that we need to those problems. So rather than in coming years having a race to the bottom of cutting taxes and cutting public services, let's think about building a highly skilled, highly productive economy. Let's stop subsidising fossil fuels and instead invest in the technologies of the future and the green energy that we need. Rather than dropping out of the EU like a stone, rather than the smart Brexit or the flexible Brexit or the red, white and blue Brexit, all of these Brexits will be a nightmare for our country if we lose free movement of people and we lose access to the single market. So let's embrace the benefits that free movement has brought us, and let's work together with our European neighbours and trust people in this country that they can make the final decision on the options that we're given. And let's, more than anything, be realistic about the threats of climate change. We need to make decisions about combating that threat in the next 5 years. If you want those green decisions to be made, you can't wait another 10 or another 15 years. They need to be made in this next Parliament, and none of the other candidates here are willing to take that challenge seriously. I'm desperate for change. The Green Party is desperate for change. We know more than anyone that we need to beat the Tories. I work at a hospital, I understand that, which is why we've stepped down in a number of constituencies across the country to give other parties the best chance of beating the Conservatives. But here in Cambridge, they're not going to win. You can vote for what you believe in. You can vote for better. So if you want real change and you want real solutions, then back the Green Party on June the 8th.
Thank you very much, Stuart.